My name is Hannah, and when I was 24 years old, something extraordinary happened to me. An experience that changed how I saw everything. It transformed my understanding of life, purpose, and why we even exist at all. Before this happened, my life seemed ordinary. Like many young women, I was busy navigating adulthood, balancing college, friendships, relationships, and trying to find my place in the world. Yet beneath the surface, I often felt empty, constantly questioning what life's true purpose was. I wondered silently, why do we even exist? What's the point of it all? One evening, as I drove home from visiting friends, my entire world changed instantly. Another driver suddenly swerved into my lane, and before I could react, we collided violently. Everything instantly went dark. Strangely, I felt no pain, only a gentle sense of peace as I drifted upwards, away from my broken body. I quickly realized clearly I had died. Yet rather than feeling fear, I experienced an incredible sense of calm and peace that filled every part of my being. I gently floated higher into an indescribable brightness, warm, comforting, and infinitely peaceful. As I entered this beautiful realm of pure light, a presence approached me, gentle, loving, and powerful. Immediately I recognized him. It was Jesus Christ. Standing before him, I felt infinitely known, deeply loved, and perfectly understood. It was as if he already knew every thought, every question, every hidden doubt I had ever carried in my heart. Standing in his gentle presence, I finally asked him the question that had troubled me my entire life, a question many others ask themselves secretly. Jesus, why do we exist? What is the true purpose of human life? He looked at me gently, infinite love and understanding in his eyes, and responded clearly. Hannah, humanity exists because of infinite love. You were created intentionally by love, for love, and to experience love deeply and authentically. Every human being is an expression of divine love, created to experience meaningful connection, authentic relationships, spiritual growth, and eternal unity with me. His words resonated deeply within me. I realized clearly that existence wasn't random or meaningless. It was deeply intentional. Humanity wasn't an accident. We were designed purposefully by God to experience and express profound love, compassion, spiritual growth, and unity. He continued gently explaining clearly. Your life on earth is a sacred journey, an opportunity to grow spiritually, discover your genuine identity, and experience authentic love, compassion, forgiveness, and unity. Each life carries profound purpose, uniquely contributing toward humanity's collective spiritual growth and eternal unity. As Jesus explained this clearly, visions appeared vividly before me, beautiful scenes of human beings expressing profound compassion, kindness, selfless love, genuine forgiveness, authentic connection, and spiritual growth. I saw clearly how every individual life profoundly influenced humanity collectively, contributing meaningfully toward compassion, unity, healing, and spiritual awakening. He gently explained further. Humanity often misunderstands life's purpose, believing existence is primarily about achievements, material possessions, status, or superficial success. Yet your genuine purpose is much deeper. Authentic spiritual growth, profound compassion, meaningful relationships, genuine forgiveness, and eternal connection with me. Life's purpose isn't merely about earthly achievements, it's profoundly about spiritual awakening, authentic love, compassion, humility, and eternal growth. As he spoke, I realized clearly, humanity often misunderstands its true purpose, chasing superficial happiness or fleeting pleasures, yet feeling continually empty. Our existence is deeply rooted in profound spiritual truths, authentic love, compassion, meaningful connection, genuine forgiveness, and eternal unity with God. I asked Jesus another sincere question. If love and spiritual growth are humanity's purpose, why is there so much confusion, loneliness, and unhappiness? Jesus compassionately replied clearly, Hannah, humanity experiences confusion and loneliness when disconnected spiritually, separated from authentic love, compassion, and unity. Many people unknowingly search for purpose, meaning, and fulfillment externally, in material success, superficial relationships, or fleeting pleasures, rather than internally, through genuine spiritual connection, authentic compassion, humility, and eternal truths. He gently explained clearly how humanity's collective spiritual separation profoundly created emptiness, loneliness, and confusion. Without authentic spiritual connection, genuine compassion, humility, and meaningful relationships, human hearts continually felt empty, disconnected, and confused about life's purpose. Yet he lovingly reassured me clearly, though humanity often experiences confusion or loneliness, genuine spiritual connection remains constantly available. Every soul sincerely seeking authentic love, spiritual truth, compassion, and eternal purpose clearly discovers profound fulfillment, infinite comfort, genuine connection, and everlasting joy abundantly available within my compassionate presence. Standing before him, my heart profoundly understood clearly. Existence wasn't random, meaningless, or empty. Every human life profoundly expressed infinite love, compassion, spiritual growth, authentic relationships, and eternal unity. Humanity's collective purpose clearly involved profound spiritual awakening, genuine compassion, authentic connection, forgiveness, humility, and eternal love within God's infinite presence. In that profound moment, I felt deeply comforted, understanding clearly life's deepest purpose wasn't merely earthly success or superficial happiness. It was profoundly spiritual. Each human life profoundly contributed toward humanity's collective spiritual growth, eternal unity, authentic love, genuine forgiveness, compassion, and infinite spiritual connection. Standing before Jesus, clearly realizing this profound truth, my heart overflowed infinitely with gratitude, compassion, spiritual clarity, and genuine understanding about life's true purpose. Standing there, deeply comforted by Jesus' compassionate presence, I continued asking questions that weighed heavily upon my heart. The clarity he offered began to completely reshape how I understood my existence. Jesus, I asked sincerely, if our purpose is spiritual growth, love, and unity, why does life often seem so difficult and painful? Why do we have to experience suffering, disappointment, and hardship? He responded gently, clearly, and compassionately. Hannah, human life involves challenges and struggles because it is through difficulty that souls most genuinely experience growth, compassion, humility, and authentic love. Challenges often awaken humanity toward deeper spiritual awareness, genuine connection, empathy, courage, and profound compassion. Without struggle, humanity rarely recognizes its deeper need for spiritual truths, authentic relationships, genuine forgiveness, and eternal connection. He continued lovingly, showing me clearly that life's difficulties, though challenging, profoundly offered powerful opportunities for deeper spiritual growth, humility, genuine compassion, and eternal wisdom. He gently explained further, your souls grow profoundly through experiences of compassionately overcoming difficulty, authentically supporting one another, courageously enduring hardship, and genuinely forgiving others. Struggles, challenges, and disappointments profoundly invite humanity clearly toward authentic compassion, genuine humility, spiritual awakening, and eternal connection with my infinite love. As he spoke, I clearly saw visions of people courageously overcoming tremendous obstacles, individuals transformed profoundly through illness, grief, loss, or struggle, eventually becoming powerful sources of comfort, compassion, inspiration, and spiritual awakening for others. He gently reminded me clearly, challenges profoundly awaken compassion. Those experiencing struggle often become humanity's greatest sources of empathy, courage, wisdom, and authentic spiritual connection, guiding countless souls toward genuine purpose, compassion, forgiveness, and infinite love. I deeply understood clearly. Life's difficulties profoundly contained powerful spiritual purposes, gently awakening souls toward deeper compassion, courage, humility, and eternal wisdom. Though challenges deeply impacted humanity, they profoundly inspired genuine spiritual growth, authentic love, and eternal connection clearly within God's infinite compassion. I then asked another heartfelt question. Lord, if life's true purpose is spiritual growth and unity, why does society often seem so disconnected spiritually, focused instead on material success, wealth, and superficial pleasures? Jesus compassionately responded, clearly explaining gently, Hannah, humanity often seeks superficial pleasures, material success, and temporary satisfaction because they misunderstand their deeper spiritual purpose. Society emphasizes external achievements, wealth, and temporary pleasures, mistakenly believing they'll offer fulfillment, happiness, or meaning. Yet, these external things alone profoundly leave human hearts feeling empty, disconnected, and continually seeking deeper fulfillment. He continued compassionately. True spiritual fulfillment clearly comes from authentic love, compassion, meaningful relationships, genuine forgiveness, spiritual humility, and eternal connection with me. Humanity's constant pursuit of material success and superficial pleasures profoundly reflects their spiritual emptiness, unknowingly longing clearly for authentic spiritual connection, infinite compassion, eternal meaning, and profound fulfillment clearly available within my presence. Jesus gently explained clearly how humanity's collective spiritual separation profoundly created societal emptiness, disconnection, loneliness, and continual pursuit of temporary happiness. Yet he lovingly reassured me, every soul genuinely seeking spiritual truth, compassion, authentic love, forgiveness, and eternal connection clearly discovers profound fulfillment, infinite comfort, genuine connection, and everlasting joy abundantly available within my compassionate presence. I deeply understood clearly humanity's continual pursuit of external happiness profoundly reflected deeper spiritual emptiness. True fulfillment, infinite comfort, genuine connection, and eternal joy clearly came from authentic spiritual connection. Genuine compassion, meaningful relationships, forgiveness, humility, and eternal love, abundantly available within God's compassionate presence. I then asked Jesus sincerely, Lord, how can people clearly discover their true purpose, especially if they've felt disconnected spiritually their entire lives? He gently answered compassionately, Hannah, discovering genuine purpose begins simply through sincere spiritual seeking, authentic humility, genuine openness, and willingness to genuinely explore deeper spiritual truths. Anyone sincerely asking questions clearly, openly seeking my presence, authentically desiring compassion, forgiveness, and genuine spiritual connection will profoundly discover infinite love, eternal purpose, genuine fulfillment, and abundant clarity clearly available within my presence. He gently encouraged me clearly. Encourage humanity toward authentic spiritual seeking, quiet moments of sincere prayer, compassionate meditation, genuine forgiveness toward others, humble exploration of spiritual truths, and authentic love toward others profoundly awaken souls clearly toward eternal purpose, genuine fulfillment, and infinite compassion, and profound spiritual connection clearly within my infinite love. I deeply understood clearly. Discovering genuine purpose profoundly began with sincere spiritual seeking, humility, genuine openness, compassionate forgiveness, and authentic love toward others. Anyone genuinely seeking spiritual connection, compassion, forgiveness, and eternal truth profoundly discovered infinite comfort, genuine fulfillment, and abundant clarity clearly available within God's infinite presence. I asked another heartfelt question. Lord, if we exist primarily for spiritual growth and eternal connection, what happens when people spend their lives disconnected spiritually? Is their life still meaningful? Jesus responded lovingly, gently assuring me clearly, Hannah, every human life profoundly holds infinite meaning, even souls disconnected spiritually. Every individual profoundly contributes toward humanity's collective journey, clearly teaching compassion, humility, forgiveness, and profound spiritual lessons, either directly through authentic spiritual connection or indirectly through experiences, clearly teaching others compassion, empathy, patience, forgiveness, and deeper spiritual understanding. He gently emphasized clearly, every human life profoundly impacts humanity's collective spiritual growth, compassion, forgiveness, and eternal unity. Even those deeply disconnected spiritually clearly serve compassionate purposes, gently awakening others clearly toward deeper empathy, genuine forgiveness, compassion, patience, and eternal wisdom. Ultimately, every soul eternally experiences profound opportunities clearly available within my infinite presence, genuine spiritual awakening, eternal connection, infinite forgiveness, and abundant compassion. Standing before him, my heart profoundly understood clearly. Every human life profoundly impacted humanity collectively, genuinely contributing toward deeper spiritual understanding. authentic compassion, forgiveness, and eternal unity clearly within God's infinite compassion. No life was meaningless. Every soul profoundly carried infinite value, clearly contributing meaningfully toward eternal spiritual growth, genuine compassion, infinite forgiveness, and eternal wisdom profoundly within God's infinite presence. In that profound moment, my heart infinitely overflowed clearly with deep gratitude, compassion, profound spiritual clarity, and genuine understanding clearly about life's deepest purposes. Existence profoundly involved authentic spiritual growth, genuine compassion, forgiveness, humility, meaningful relationships, and eternal connection clearly within God's compassionate presence. As my incredible experience continued, standing before Jesus in perfect peace, clarity, and comfort, I asked another heartfelt question, one I'd struggled with privately for many years. Lord, if humanity's ultimate purpose is spiritual growth and unity with you, what happens after we die? Is this earthly life all there is, or does our spiritual journey continue beyond this life? With gentle compassion, Jesus lovingly replied clearly, Hannah, earthly life is only the beginning of humanity's spiritual journey. Your soul continues eternally after earthly life ends, experiencing profound growth, infinite compassion, eternal wisdom, perfect restoration, and everlasting unity within my presence. Death is not the end. It's merely a transition clearly toward eternal life, infinite love, and profound spiritual fulfillment beyond earthly understanding. As he spoke, he lovingly showed me vivid visions of souls joyfully reuniting eternally with loved ones, experiencing profound spiritual growth, infinite compassion, perfect peace, eternal wisdom, and everlasting joy clearly within his infinite presence. Earthly pain, struggles, and separation completely disappeared, eternally replaced by profound healing, infinite love, genuine unity, and everlasting spiritual fulfillment far beyond earthly understanding. He gently reassured me clearly. Every soul experiencing earthly struggle, pain, loss, or suffering eternally experiences infinite restoration, genuine healing, perfect peace, profound spiritual growth, infinite compassion, and everlasting joy clearly within my compassionate eternal presence. Earthly life profoundly offers powerful opportunities toward genuine spiritual awakening, authentic compassion, humility, and eternal truths, clearly preparing souls eternally toward perfect unity, infinite love, genuine forgiveness, and everlasting spiritual fulfillment within my infinite compassion. Listening carefully, I deeply understood clearly. Earthly life profoundly offered powerful preparation, clearly toward eternal life, infinite spiritual growth, genuine compassion, eternal unity, and perfect peace clearly awaiting every soul within God's infinite presence. I asked another sincere question clearly. Lord, if our purpose extends beyond earthly life into eternity, how should we best live our earthly lives now, knowing eternity awaits us? He gently answered compassionately, Hannah, humanity should profoundly live earthly life, clearly with eternity in mind, authentically loving others, genuinely forgiving, compassionately supporting those experiencing struggles, humbly seeking spiritual truths, and courageously living lives, clearly reflecting genuine compassion, infinite love, humility, and eternal purpose. Each earthly choice profoundly shapes eternal spiritual outcomes, clearly choosing compassion, forgiveness, humility, and genuine love profoundly impacts souls eternally. Jesus compassionately emphasized clearly how genuine compassion, authentic forgiveness, humility, spiritual seeking, and genuine love profoundly impacted humanity eternally, clearly preparing souls profoundly toward infinite spiritual fulfillment, perfect peace, genuine restoration, and eternal unity clearly available within God's infinite presence. He lovingly reminded me clearly, encourage humanity toward compassionate living, authentic love, humility, genuine forgiveness, and profound spiritual seeking clearly awakens souls eternally toward infinite compassion, genuine peace, everlasting unity, and profound spiritual fulfillment abundantly available within my compassionate eternal presence. I deeply understood clearly humanity's earthly lives profoundly impacted eternal spiritual outcomes, Compassionate living, genuine forgiveness, humility, authentic love, and sincere spiritual seeking profoundly prepared souls eternally toward perfect peace, infinite restoration, eternal unity, and profound spiritual fulfillment clearly available within God's compassionate eternal presence. I then asked another heartfelt question. Lord, many people deeply struggle to understand their own value, believing their lives hold no meaning or purpose. What would you say to souls feeling worthless, lost, or meaningless? Jesus compassionately responded clearly, Hannah, tell them clearly, every soul is infinitely valuable, deeply cherished, eternally loved, and profoundly meaningful. No soul is worthless, meaningless, or forgotten. Each human life profoundly expresses infinite love, genuine compassion, eternal purpose, and abundant spiritual meaning clearly within my compassionate presence. Humanity profoundly misunderstands their infinite value, mistakenly believing external achievements or superficial success create worth. Genuine value clearly comes from infinite love, authentic compassion, eternal purpose, and profound spiritual meaning abundantly available within my infinite presence. And he lovingly continued, encourage humanity clearly toward understanding genuine worth, profoundly rooted in infinite compassion, authentic love, eternal purpose, genuine forgiveness, humility, and everlasting spiritual fulfillment abundantly available within my infinite love. Every soul genuinely seeking spiritual truth profoundly discovers infinite value, genuine purpose, abundant compassion, and everlasting peace clearly within my compassionate presence. Listening carefully, I profoundly understood clearly. Every soul infinitely carried profound value, clearly expressing infinite love, genuine compassion, eternal purpose, abundant spiritual meaning, and everlasting fulfillment profoundly within God's infinite presence. I then sincerely asked, Lord, how can humanity profoundly reconnect spiritually, discovering genuine purpose clearly rooted in infinite compassion, authentic love, humility, and everlasting peace? Jesus gently replied compassionately, Hannah, humanity profoundly reconnects spiritually through sincere openness, authentic humility, genuine forgiveness, compassionate love toward others, and patient spiritual seeking clearly within my presence. Quiet moments profoundly seeking spiritual truth, genuinely forgiving others, humbly accepting compassion, and authentically sharing love profoundly. Reconnect souls clearly toward infinite compassion, eternal purpose, genuine fulfillment, and profound spiritual meaning abundantly available within my compassionate presence. He lovingly emphasized clearly, every soul genuinely seeking spiritual connection, authentic compassion, forgiveness, humility, and genuine love profoundly experiences profound spiritual awakening, infinite comfort, eternal peace, genuine fulfillment, and everlasting spiritual clarity clearly available abundantly within my infinite compassion. Standing before him, my heart profoundly understood clearly. Humanity's profound spiritual reconnection involved genuine compassion, authentic love, humility, sincere forgiveness, and patient spiritual seeking clearly available abundantly within God's compassionate presence. Souls genuinely seeking infinite compassion, eternal purpose, genuine fulfillment, and profound spiritual meaning profoundly experienced powerful spiritual awakening, infinite comfort, everlasting peace, and abundant clarity clearly available within God's infinite compassion. In that profound moment, my heart overflowed infinitely with gratitude, compassion, profound spiritual clarity, genuine understanding, and authentic humility clearly about life's deepest purpose. Infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, eternal meaning, and profound spiritual connection abundantly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. As my extraordinary time with Jesus came gently toward completion, my heart felt profoundly filled with infinite gratitude, deep clarity, and authentic compassion. Standing there, experiencing the deepest peace I'd ever known, I asked him one final heartfelt question clearly. Lord, what's the most important message humanity needs to clearly understand about why we exist? He compassionately responded clearly, lovingly emphasizing every word. Hannah, humanity exists because of infinite love, clearly created intentionally by love, for love and to profoundly experience authentic love eternally. Remind every soul clearly, you're infinitely valuable, deeply cherished, eternally loved, and profoundly meaningful. Every human life profoundly expresses infinite compassion, eternal purpose, genuine forgiveness, authentic humility, and everlasting spiritual fulfillment clearly within my infinite presence. Encourage humanity clearly toward authentic compassion, genuine forgiveness, sincere humility, and profound spiritual seeking, clearly discovering infinite love, eternal purpose, abundant compassion, and everlasting peace profoundly available within my compassionate presence. His gentle words deeply impacted my heart, clearly reminding me humanity profoundly existed intentionally to experience authentic love, genuine compassion, eternal purpose, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting unity profoundly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. He gently continued compassionately, "Remind humanity clearly, earthly life profoundly prepares souls eternally toward infinite compassion, genuine fulfillment, profound spiritual awakening, everlasting unity, and eternal peace clearly available within my infinite presence. Though earthly experiences deeply impact human hearts, every soul eternally experiences infinite restoration, genuine healing, everlasting joy, profound spiritual growth, and perfect peace clearly within my compassionate eternal presence." Listening carefully, my heart profoundly understood humanity clearly existed intentionally to experience authentic love, profound compassion, genuine forgiveness, infinite spiritual growth, eternal unity, and everlasting fulfillment profoundly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. Jesus gently encouraged me clearly, "Hannah, courageously share your powerful testimony clearly, compassionately, and lovingly. Your experience profoundly awakens countless souls clearly toward infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, eternal purpose, profound spiritual clarity, and everlasting peace abundantly available within my compassionate eternal presence." Suddenly, I gently felt myself returning quickly toward earth and departing peacefully from Jesus' compassionate presence. As I gently left, he lovingly reassured me clearly once more, "Remember always, every soul profoundly carries infinite value, deeply cherished, eternally loved, profoundly meaningful, clearly created intentionally to experience authentic love, genuine compassion, eternal purpose, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting unity clearly within my infinite compassionate presence." Instantly, I gently awoke back in my earthly body, gasping deeply as I lay in the hospital bed. Doctors and nurses immediately surrounded me, clearly amazed and deeply relieved by my unexpected return to life. Doctors later explained clearly, I had briefly experienced clinical death, my survival clearly medically unexplainable, undeniably miraculous. Over the following weeks, months, and eventually years, I openly shared my extraordinary testimony, clearly, compassionately, and courageously with family, friends, and eventually others worldwide. Many initially responded skeptically, doubting or misunderstanding my incredible experience. Yet as I continued clearly, lovingly, and sincerely sharing my powerful story, countless souls worldwide profoundly experienced genuine spiritual awakening, authentic compassion, infinite forgiveness, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting peace, clearly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. My profound testimony quickly became widely shared, clearly awakening countless souls profoundly toward genuine spiritual clarity, authentic compassion, infinite forgiveness, abundant fulfillment, and eternal peace clearly within God's infinite love. Individuals deeply questioning life's purpose profoundly experienced authentic spiritual awakening, clearly reconnecting genuinely with infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, eternal purpose, profound spiritual clarity, and everlasting unity abundantly available within God's compassionate presence. Families experiencing grief, illness, loss, confusion, or spiritual emptiness clearly discovered profound comfort, genuine compassion, abundant spiritual clarity, and everlasting peace clearly through my powerful testimony. Souls deeply disconnected, spiritually, profoundly experienced genuine spiritual reconnection, clearly discovering infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting peace profoundly available within God's infinite love. Sharing my testimony openly wasn't always easy, occasionally experiencing harsh criticism, misunderstanding, or rejection from individuals unable or unwilling to clearly embrace profound spiritual truths. Yet, through everything, I courageously remembered Jesus' gentle encouragement, clearly urging compassionate courage, genuine humility, authentic love, patient forgiveness, and truthful clarity within my testimony, far more profoundly important than fear of rejection or misunderstanding. Today, clearly reflecting upon my extraordinary journey, my heart profoundly fills infinitely with gratitude, compassionate clarity, eternal peace, genuine humility, and authentic spiritual awakening. Clearly understanding life's deepest purpose profoundly involves authentic love, genuine compassion, eternal forgiveness, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting unity profoundly within God's infinite compassionate presence. To anyone clearly hearing my profound testimony today, especially souls deeply questioning life's purpose, profoundly experiencing spiritual emptiness, loneliness, confusion, grief, illness, or loss, please clearly understand profoundly you're infinitely valuable, deeply cherished, eternally loved, profoundly meaningful, clearly created intentionally by infinite love, genuinely to experience authentic compassion, eternal purpose, profound spiritual awakening, genuine forgiveness, and everlasting fulfillment, abundantly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. If you're currently profoundly feeling spiritually disconnected, deeply confused, lonely, uncertain, or genuinely questioning life's deeper purposes, please sincerely, courageously, humbly, and authentically seek God clearly within your heart. Genuinely ask Him clearly, openly, humbly, sincerely, and authentically to profoundly reveal Himself compassionately within your life, clearly offering genuine spiritual awakening, infinite compassion, eternal forgiveness, abundant fulfillment, everlasting unity, and profound peace clearly within His compassionate eternal presence. I promise clearly, profoundly, and genuinely based upon my incredible personal experience. Every soul sincerely, openly, humbly, courageously, and authentically seeking spiritual connection profoundly discovers infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, eternal purpose, abundant fulfillment, profound spiritual clarity, and everlasting peace clearly and abundantly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. Finally, clearly remember always profoundly, your existence isn't random, meaningless, accidental, or empty. You profoundly exist intentionally by infinite love, genuinely created clearly to experience authentic compassion, genuine forgiveness, eternal purpose, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting unity, profoundly available within God's infinite compassionate presence. Thank you profoundly, sincerely, compassionately, genuinely, clearly, courageously, humbly, and eternally for clearly allowing me profoundly to share my powerful testimony, deeply awakening countless souls clearly toward authentic compassion, genuine forgiveness, infinite love, eternal purpose, abundant spiritual fulfillment, and everlasting peace profoundly available within God's compassionate eternal presence. Wherever you clearly find yourself spiritually today, profoundly understand clearly you are infinitely valuable, deeply cherished, eternally loved, profoundly meaningful, intentionally created genuinely by infinite love, clearly within God's compassionate eternal presence. May your life profoundly overflow clearly and infinitely with authentic compassion, eternal forgiveness, abundant spiritual fulfillment, everlasting peace, genuine spiritual awakening, infinite love, genuine humility, profound clarity, and eternal unity profoundly within God's infinite compassionate presence. Thank you infinitely, clearly, profoundly, genuinely, and eternally. And may God abundantly, profoundly, genuinely, and compassionately bless you always and infinitely within His compassionate eternal presence.